Bentornati! Welcome back to Create Above and Beyond, where reading recipes really well is often extremely important. I will illustrate what I mean in a second. It relates to this weird thing here. But let me recap for a second. In the last episode, we moved all the machines that make our precision mechanism factory downstairs in here. Let me jump down. However, you will notice a few changes. Actually, a lot of changes. Because I really wasn't too happy about the layout. It was really hard to navigate. So, off camera, I went ahead and rearranged pretty much everything. I think the only contraption that stayed pretty much in place is this, like the skystone dust creation. However, I decided that I wanted to double the entire line. So production of skystone solution has been doubled. This is water input, this is skystone solution output. This is effectively two separate lines. It gets in here for the creation of the stabilized redstone, which is also double, of course. In order to correctly charge the Certus quartz crystals and place them back in place, I had to use a couple of mechanical arms. These are set to input from here where they get charged Certus quartz, and here where the basins output the spent crystals, and they can then output those crystals either in here where when they are charged. It's important that there is a filter in here for that tells the mechanical arm only to accept charged Certus quartz, and they can also output into here, which is the charger or the chargers, which is okay because the chargers only accept non-charged Certus quartz crystals, right? The chargers in there are receiving charcoal, like so, through these two hoppers. And then we get in here again for double mixing line that get pure nether quartz and mix it with the stabilized redstone, and again double spouts with molten iron. And from here on, it's history, okay? And currently it's on a standstill because we have 2000 precision mechanisms. So it doesn't even run at the moment. It's completely backlogged because we have so many. Another thing that happened is that because we are now splitting the charcoal in here and it's going in all directions, I ran out of logs. I didn't think that would ever happen, really, but it did. It looks like we went through something like maybe just shy of 50,000 logs. They were practically all turned into charcoal and distributed in places. But the thing is, we're not really using so much wood. It's just that the majority of the wood is getting voided. After all of that, instead, I thought I would do something of, let's say, general utility. So I started looking into cogs, right? Cogwheels. Like, can I make cogwheels automatically? Turns out, yes, you can with sequenced assembly. And I also thought, well, it's pretty easy, right? It's a piece of andesite alloy under a deployer with button, and then cut with saw, and you get 12. And I thought, wow, that's really easy and really cheap. So I set up both the line for small cogwheels and also a slightly longer line in here that deploys first, what is this? Yeah, first a plank block and then a button, and that should create large cogwheels. The thing I didn't exactly read very well is that in order to achieve that, you need to go through the thing multiple times, like 3 passages, 3 loops for the large cogwheels, 4 for the small cogwheels, which of course would require either a very long line or some system to let you loop around. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm not gonna make it like super automatic, like passive generation, but at the very least I'll make it so that the partially assembled items can get back in here, they end up in this depot, and this mechanical arm then recognizes there's a filter here that basically says, okay, only get in here anything that isn't a partially assembled cogwheel, whereas the partially assembled cogwheels get back in here, and there's filters exactly for that. I think I should demonstrate, because it's quite funny the way it works. So let me get, I don't know, let's do 4 and 4, okay? Basically the way I start it is I get in here and I place, let's say, 4 alloys in there and 4 in there. They start going through, they get under the deployers, and as you can see, you get these weird items. These are the partially assembled ones, see? And the arm picks them up and places them back inside the chest so that they can go around for another loop until when they're done, you see, those are now completed cogwheels, and you should see, yes, the numbers go up. So it's kind of automated, but not really. I guess the only thing this would need in order to let me also work on really large batches would be another buffer chest in here, because the thing is, the depot can only accept 1 of those items at a time, because the partially assembled items don't stack even with each other, even if they are like at the same stage, they don't stack. So this depot would only accept 1 item at a time, so this entire line would backlog. If that happens, those lines backlog, which means they can't loop anymore, so you wouldn't be able to work on large batches. But if there was a chest in here, I guess that would be feasible. I don't think that I need that though, because in the end, it's pretty effective anyway, even if it's not super automated, so to speak. And also you get this weird thing that when the process is completed, when these things have gone through the machine like 4 times, there's a chance for you to get random resources, apparently. And those random resources can be either, I think, sticks, iron nuggets, weirdly enough, or more pieces of andesite alloy. I don't consider this like a done build, like it's not really a build, because it's not passive generation, like it's not like keeping this thing stocked at all time. But I just thought it was interesting. It was curious. By the way, it is splitting logs from here. Like I'm taking logs out of this line here. Yeah. So let's move on now to something new. So if we were to look up at our quests, right? We have chapter 1 all done. Chapter 2 is completed. It's just not entirely completed, because I just need to check this thing, the alloy mixer. Now, this is not something that I really made some like passive generation, like fully automatic on all the time, because I don't have passive generation of base resources. Like, I don't have a way to get infinite copper and infinite zinc to make brass, okay? So I will, however, check it regardless, because in a sense, I had a alloy contraption for a long time, and this is it. And look, there's even some brass in there. So I think I can allow myself to check this and consider the entire chapter complete. Is it? Is it complete? Or do I have to go back to the overview and say, no, this is complete. Oh, I guess when I then enable another chapter, then it will become green, I think. Maybe, probably. Let me see. Is there anything missing here? No, everything is checked. Okay, cool. So I guess it'll fix itself. Before moving on to chapter 3 though, I want to work on chapter 2a. Chapter 2a is gonna let us make zinc machinery, and there's a few interesting things that you can do with zinc machines. So zinc machines need infernal mechanisms and zinc casing, okay? Infernal mechanism is made through sequenced assembly, and it's really not that complex. We just need two liquids. Lava, a large amount of lava. It's 3 entire buckets per mechanism, which means 3 times 8, 24 buckets of lava per infernal machine. Well, actually, it's zinc machine. Infernal is the mechanism. So yeah, each zinc machine requires 24 buckets of lava plus half a bucket of liquid soul. Liquid soul, again, it's not that complicated. It's made in a mixer. It must be a heated mixer, mixing together twisting vines and weeping vines. These two things are found in the nether and are pretty easy to grow. It's just that one grows from the bottom up, like sugarcane, and the other one grows from the ceiling coming down. So we can easily set up a couple of rotating farms for those, and then we mix them into a basin that has one of these blaze burners, and we can just shove some of that charcoal that we are currently voiding, most of it anyway, and that way we can produce also this liquid soul, and I think we can achieve that. It's not gonna be that difficult. The only tricky part, so to speak, is to get enough lava, and that's why I want to get in the nether a second with you. Please follow me through the portal. Into our new nether spawn chamber. Now this is really just below the position of the portal, like where it was like previously. You can see my my waypoint there, and also the old broken portal is in here. Hey, shut up, kid. Okay. So yeah, moving downstairs, I cleaned up this room. I made it so that there's a little bit of exposed lava for lighting, so that it is perfectly lit. And I already had similar machines in here. So I have this this hose pulley that goes down into this pretty large lava lake. And since there should be at least 10,000 source blocks in there, this thing is considered now a bottomless supply. So we will never run out of lava in here. Then I have a row of 6 water wheels that are currently being turned around by lava. Don't ask me how, but that works. And this pretty fast pump is getting lava into this big tank, currently holding over 200 buckets. But the thing is, this is in the nether. I want lava in the overworld. So the way I want to try and do that is with fluid carts. So the idea would be to build minecart with something. I've seen people do that. Minecart with slime, underwater cart. Piston, sticky, minecart with tank. Here it is. A transport tank. A tank is a bucket and silica steel. And silica steel, it's also used to make two very important blocks. The minecart loader and unloader. I spoke about these earlier in the series because I thought I would use them also for the andesite lift. I didn't end up doing that, but regardless, I think now it's the right time. So silica steel, it's the first stop, I guess, in this process. And then after we've done silica steel, which by the way is this thing, then smelted. But we have loads of iron, a lot of coal and charcoal and nether quartz, so shouldn't be hard. We have all the necessary materials. When that is done, my plan is to have a circuit of how's it called? Rails. Gosh, that portal is super loud. But something like this, right? Rails that get, you know, close to here. Well, maybe here actually. Gets loaded with lava here, and then gets back through the portal, and we should be able to have a closed loop. Something like that, right? It would have been better if it got out of here, but I guess I'll have to deal with it. Not a huge problem, not a huge deal. Yeah, so let's start from the beginning. Let's get in the workshop and let's get some silica steel cooking. Alright, so we want to pick up, let's say, a little bit of coal, more than a little bit of quartz, yes. Actually, you know what? I could even use this pure nether quartz that I have an abundance of. I think that'll work, probably, hopefully. And iron ingots, right? And I want to make silica steel mix. Actually, it doesn't look like it would accept the pure quartz, which is a bummer. Regardless, I have a bunch of that. So silica steel mix. Do I want to make like 2 stacks of it? I don't think I would need that much. Let's do only a stack. Okay. Then put this away, put this away, put the iron away. And I think I can move downstairs and blast this in here, like so. Should sit in there for a second. There it is, the first 16 ingots. And any second now, there you go, 64 pieces of silica steel. So let's go back in the workshop and let's start crafting. Alright, I have my silica steel in here. Let's see what it can be used for. This is what a transport battery, silica steel things, various kinds of, I don't know, remote controls. What I want is the transport tank though, and I think I'll do it one for now. Transport tank. Transport tank is used together with a minecart that I have right here to make a minecart with tank. Very good. So I think this little guy can transport up to 40 buckets per trip, if I remember correctly. Now that we have that, we need the loader and unloaders, just so that we can, well, input and output lava from the cart. So if I look for cart, I should see them in here. Cart loader and unloader, I think both require chests. Should have a couple of chests in here, yes. Very good. Minecart loader, boom, done. Thank you. Can you go away? Shush. Minecart unloader, done. Okay. Now, the other thing about loaders and unloaders is that you have to keep your cart in place while the transfer happens. And in order to do that, we can leverage a really cool type of rail that maybe we have in here. I'm not sure though. We have detector activator. There's a type of rail that is locking. What if I look for rail? It's one of these fancy rails from more minecarts, and I think it's this powered locking rails. So it is powered rail plus silica steel. I might need just a couple. Powered locking rails. Very good. So let's see if we can quickly demonstrate how this will work. Let's see, if I were to run a short rail like this and maybe have... Okay, no, let's go outside. Let's go outside for the demonstration. Let's see, minecart loader, right? This goes below the track. So this is the track. And for now, I could also say I have gravel on me. I don't even know why. I could just say, yes, let's have what? Why? Go away. Let's have this rail go like this, right? Oh, this is a minecart with tank. I would have to put liquids in there, but I guess I can quickly whip out a minecart with chest. Like so. I mean, it's practically the same thing. It's just that one works with items and the other one with fluids, right? So if I were to just put, you know, cobblestone in there, right? And I were to give a gentle push to this thing. There it is. I mean, it's pretty fast. 27 got in there pretty quickly. However, let's say that I want to move this cart very, very quickly, then it would probably not be able to get everything in time, right? So the solution to that is removing this and using the powered locking rail. Now, powered locking rail have two modes, and I think we switch with, yes, with the right click. So when the little thingies are up, that means it's locking. But you can reverse the functionality of that. And when it receives a redstone signals, it also switches, okay? So what we can do is configure the minecart loader by saying output redstone activation, yes. Consider all minecarts. Activate output during loading activity, yes. Empty loader slots entirely. And I think though I need to do this, because then it means while loading it will activate its redstone signal and it will lock. I think that's what needs to happen. I mean, in this case it will be really quick, so let's put more stuff in here. So when I push this and it gets in there, start loading should activate its redstone signal, but it didn't. I mean, I guess it will work slightly differently for lava because I actually want to wait until the cart is full with lava. That's another thing entirely. But I think this activate during loading activity should work. Okay, that didn't work because it went over it, started loading. No, it didn't start loading like at all. Okay, I think now I get it. But the problem is in the way I was trying to set it up, because really the way you should use it is either by waiting for the cart being full, or if you want to do something else, like for example waiting for the cart to reach a specific let's say level of, I don't know, fullness, I don't know how you would call that, then you can say output to comparator and output the cart contents. So basically this comparator would be the same level as a comparator in front of a chest that has these amount of items in. In fact, if I remove the items, now the comparator outputs 0. I mean, this is not really useful to us in our current predicament. It would be much easier, because I can certainly say output directly to the locking rail and activate when cart is full, being it full of lava. Okay. And then on the other end, I can have the unloader and say again, output redstone activation when the cart is empty, so that we can empty it of lava entirely before sending it back. I think that will work. So why don't we set this up? Right. So let's first of all set up our unloading station. Okay, so let's make this rail line a little bit longer. Let's say that when it goes out, we want it to swing by here, and that we could have the unloader sit right here. And of course, like in the future, like I can change things up a little bit. So this needs to set up output redstone activation when cart is empty, right? Because in here we want to empty it all of lava, right? And where is the lava going? The lava needs to go in a big tank for now, and then we will move it somewhere else. So we need, of course, a pump, right? Like so. And then maybe a fluid pipe, like so. I didn't need to get that, but let's say fluid tank, multi-block. I could go bigger, but for now, let's do, yeah, 128 buckets seems more than enough to demonstrate this. I will need to provide this with power that I could get out of here. Let's see, do I have power? I want to make sure that I get power in a way that doesn't disrupt anything else. So let me get this guy out. And I need to request these things and some of these and maybe this. So let's say from here, right? Now, if I punch a hole through there, is it gonna show up? No, it's kind of in the ceiling, I believe. Is it right there? Yes, it is. I can work with this. Maybe another one. Like so. So that we get aligned with that. Then one of these. Then you rotate. This gets all the way here. Oh, and I can't hook this up. Sure, let's you know what? I can rebuild that after scooching it like one to the side, I think. Need one more fluid pipe. And then I can do this. right? Right. Should work, in theory. So now I can do this, this, and connect these guys with a belt. Okay. We has power. This is not super quick at the moment. I can make it faster though. Let me see. What would it take to make this faster? I'm gonna go a little bit fast and loose. So I have a rotation thingamajig in here. I need to get it set up like so, and I can say, you know what? Give me 128. Need to go faster. Okay, then vertical, another vertical. Gosh, this is ugly. Okay, that's now pretty fast and it's going the right direction. Okay, okay, this can work. Then, when you're done, you're gonna simply move back this way. Oh, you guys are gonna be a problem, aren't you? You guys are gonna be a little bit of a problem. You know what? Maybe I could move the entire thing up 2 blocks and have the rails sit in here, because I think the cart can be in a 1 block space, and this means that the railway would be like 2 blocks high. Yeah, that maybe is a plan. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Now, this guy should already run because he's already empty. Yup, exactly. Now, I might want to make this a little bit faster, right? So I guess maybe here I can have a little bit of powered rail. Like so. Always active with the redstone torch. Get back in here, reassemble it. Yes, and it goes in the nether. So let's get in there and build the other part of the contraption. Right, let's set these things up in here. I need to remove this. I need to make sure that this guy can actually get in there without a problem. So I think a couple more powered rails could suffice. If not, we have more. We can definitely get more. Up. That was weird. Weird bug there for a second. Okay, so let's have this maybe like so. Extracting from the bottom. Good work. Let's have the minecart loader in here. Powered rail in here. And we say output redstone so that it works on the locking rail, and activate when cart is full. That's exactly what I want now. Now again, I need pipes. And a mechanical pump. Okay. We have this thing going pretty fast already. We just need to move power over. Let's see. I just need to go up a couple of blocks maybe. Yes. And this can be in here. This in here. And when a belt is connected, switch. Okay, lava is getting in the minecart loader. Now, fortunately, the minecart loader only has a 2 buckets, let's say buffer, but it shouldn't be bad because yeah, we have a 200 buckets buffer in there. So let's test this. Go ahead, lock. It's now loading. Does this thing have a, oh yeah, it's got an interface. It's not bad. Could make it slightly faster maybe. 192. But I guess it doesn't really depend. No, it is definitely faster. So let's give it a second. Okay, almost there. As soon as it hits 40 buckets, it's gonna go. Yay! Let's follow it. Oh no, it didn't make it. We need more powered rail, but before that, let's give it just a little push. Wait, what? Dude? What was that? I mean, this thing has 2000 millibuckets of lava in it. Are we not able to get it out of there for some reason? I was able to get it in there. I don't even know how. Maybe, now it's in there. Okay, maybe it wasn't really well connected, this thing. But activate output when cart is empty. The cart definitely was not empty. Okay, I need to get a bunch more powered rails. So I'm gonna do that and then we'll test this again. How about that? I think there might be a slight problem with my portal connection. Let me try and figure this out. Where am I? Slightly far from home, it would seem. Oh, this is weird. And how do I go back? I'm under the freaking ocean. Alright, oh well, that was kind of tedious and very, yeah. I had to dig my way up there, and then I also had to relocate the nether spawner, because apparently, well, it wasn't well aligned. It worked for a while, but then it decided, no, it doesn't really match anymore. So I basically moved in a chunk that is directly, what is this, southwest, and this seems to work better. Now that this monstrous spaghetti thing here now is ridiculous, but I guess I can later rearrange all of this so that maybe the tank sits in here and everything is much closer. But yeah, I can do that off camera. Like, you don't have to worry about that. The only thing I want to try right now is I want to see if the cart can get in there. Okay, it can. And it is loading, I guess. Yes, it is. So let's wait for a second for this one to load entirely, and we will discover if this now actually works. Okay, should be about to depart. Okay, it's full. It's going. It's keeping momentum. Gets in the portal. And the problem is that it gets stuck. Okay, I got the pieces back, but did it? Now I'm wondering. Like, this is the west direction, right? This thing gets in here. This is the west direction. Did I mismatch? No. No, it should be here, but instead it wasn't here. That is a little bit weird, isn't it? Okay, I think I got it now. I believe there is a problem in the minecart unloader, okay? So, it was configured before in order to send a redstone signal from the block itself that can interact with the powered locking rail, and it was supposed to send that signal only when the cart is empty. Unfortunately, what was happening is that the cart was getting in there, and for some reason, let's say 3 out of 4 times, the unloader was sending a signal immediately, even though the tank cart still had something like 30 buckets of lava in it. So there must be a problem in the minecart unloader in that it cannot reliably detect when the tank cart is empty. Okay, so basically this was also working like this, like the full minecart was coming in, going up here. Well, it wasn't up, it was down there, but it's the same. It was getting on top of the unloader. The unloader was immediately sending a signal by mistake, like that shouldn't have been the case. So the cart was bouncing back immediately, and bouncing back, it was getting, let's say, stuck in the portal. What I think happens there is that you noticed how the player gets in the portal but doesn't get teleported immediately, right? There's a delay at the start. That's meant to prevent you from flickering in and out of the portal, because think about this. If you get in and get immediately teleported, then you are in the nether, but you are still in the portal. And if you get teleported immediately, then you need to come back immediately from the nether to the overworld, and that would just result into a very annoying flickering back and forth. So the player has the delay at the start. What I think happens for other entities, such as carts have the delay after they went through the portal, okay? So the cart was coming through the portal, was immediately bouncing back, and was trying to get back in, but because they have this delay that prevents them from flickering in and out of the portal, it was getting stuck in here. So the problem wasn't, as I thought initially, from the fact that the rail wasn't connecting well enough, so that the cart wasn't, I thought, able to flow through the portal and get on the rail. It wasn't that. It was getting through correctly, but it was bouncing back. And because of that delay, then it was getting stuck in here, back where it started. So all the thing of having also the other part of the railway get from here, that was totally unnecessary. The only thing I needed to do was to fix the minecart unloader. And how did I do that? So I set it up to output to a comparator, okay? So, and it's this comparator right in here. Now, what is it outputting? It's outputting the cart contents. So you know how a comparator set in front of a container can tell you with increasing strength, you know, how much of that container is being filled, right? So it would be 0 only when this is empty, okay? So with a cart on top of here, this is reading the contents of this. Now, what I want, so that I'm able to correctly interface with the powered locking rail, is that I want to get a signal when this is empty. So when this is empty, the comparator gets the signal at 0, so absolutely no signal. So I've put a NOT gate in front of that. So when this drops to 0, this becomes active, becomes powered. Now this is simply framed red alloy wire that gets the signal up and to this level so that it can actually power the locking rail. Now let me demonstrate this by removing some of these, effectively voiding some of that lava. Now this should let the thing start again. Why is this? Oh, cool. You fix one thing and another one breaks. I'm out of power, apparently. Let me go and get a look at the generator. Okay, we're back in business. And while I was restarting the generators, it seems like this guy... Oh, no, it can still unload a little bit of lava, so I think I should do something like this to void a little bit of that. Okay, it's unloading. Now it's going out into the nether to load again on lava. I can void a little bit more just so that when it comes back, we're ready. Now, I will not cut in here. I will simply speed up the footage until the cart comes back. There it is. Came back. You see that? Did you see that? As soon as it goes in, the comparator immediately detects that there is still lava inside this cart with tank and disables the rail there. Like, this works like a charm. Okay, so this is the entirety of the fix in here. Okay, I consider this one done in the sense that I got the principle, it's locked in. Off camera, what I can do, look at it go, look at it go. It's going for another cycle already, and it's gonna do it all on its own. What I can do off camera is a few improvements. On the nether side, I can move the tank, like that buffer tank that we have in there, much closer to the portal, just so that we have to move, just so that the tank needs to travel less on the rail, right? This will shorten the time it takes to go back and forth. In here, I can have a think about where do I want our buffer of lava, because after this, I'll need to think where do I want to set up the rest of the contraptions that will let us create the infernal mechanisms. I'm thinking it could be somewhere around here, actually, because here it's much closer, for example, to our generators, and where we have the whatchamacallit, that thing, the precision mechanism factory, right? So, and I know for sure that we will need lava for other things, other contraptions. So actually having a big tank in here, maybe a tank that starts in here but actually protrudes, you know, downstairs. Oh gosh, I just created a big problem here. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about, right? So having a big tank of lava that protrudes from here and it's visible and it's available in this space, that's probably a good idea. So I'm gonna do that. Another improvement that I can introduce to this build is that at the moment I'm only using one fluid pump for each station. I believe that if I can set it up so that that I have two separate input or output with its own pump, both in here in the unloader and in the nether for the loader, that can potentially cut the time it takes to do a full trip in half. And that's gonna be much better, because yes, right now, you know, we are just filling a buffer and we have unlimited lava in the nether, so it seems like we are getting enough. But remember, we are gonna need to use 24 buckets of lava per mechanism, okay? No, sorry, per zinc machine. So yeah, like making it so that we can have lava faster, like increasing the speed of transfer of lava, it's definitely gonna pay out in the end. That said, I'm gonna work on that off camera and you will see the result in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you again in the next one. Alla prossima!